Well, hello everyone. Let me see. Okay, there we are, and we are live. Whoop whoop. It's always a good thing when you pop on here and you can see yourself live, and it worked like it should, and it was no problems, because we all know here in Facebook land it doesn't always work perfectly, right? But it looks like we are up and we are doing good. Hello, Melanie. Hello, Lorian. Hello, Kathleen. So there has been a lot of craziness going on, it seems like, this week. I almost had to come on late today because, oh my goodness. So I'll start with, like, you know, first thing that happened. So Monday I saw you guys and I had told you hello, Mother. I had told you guys hello, Lois, that I was thinking that I might not be here this Monday because my daughter had her neurology appointment. Well, so, you know, I was kind of debating what I wanted to do, whether or not I wanted to drive all the way up to Phoenix and have her appointment, or if I wanted to just see if they could do it Zoom, because we have done it that way in the past. But Tuesday made different plans for us. So as you know, my birthday was on Wednesday. So Tuesday, I went to take my son into town to his doctor's appointment, and I got into a car accident. So if you guys follow me over on my, what's it called? My personal page, you will see tons of pictures of the accident. So just kind of a short little story of what happened. I was heading down the highway, and it's a 4-lane highway. So 2 of us going this way, 2, lanes going this way. There was a big rig getting ready to pull into a parking lot. But since the light was red over here, he had to wait till there was a space so he could pull in. So there was like 5 of us stopped. Well, I happened to just glance up in my rearview mirror, and I see this car barreling towards me. And I looked at my son and I go, oh my God, she's not stopping. Well, sure enough, she slammed into the back end of us. My head went forward. I hit the steering wheel. Luckily, by the grace of God, I didn't even have a bruise. I didn't have a knot on my head. But when I kind of got, like, I didn't pass out, but when I kind of just, pulled myself back together and I got out of the car and I went walking back, she was quite a ways back from me. So as hard as she hit me, it kind of just ricocheted us both in both directions. And walking back to the back of my car, and then obviously the first thing I see is the front end of her vehicle, and her car, I can see right away, is totaled. Like, the whole front end of her car is just crushed. So I'm just thinking, oh my goodness, my daughter's wheelchair is in the back of my vehicle. So that was stupidly, not thinking about, myself or this girl or anything, how, inconsiderate I was. I was worried about my daughter's wheelchair. Because if any of you guys know what special needs equipment or disability equipment costs, it is not a cheap thing. So I was worried about my daughter's wheelchair. So when I got to the back of my car, and I drive a minivan, and I was so blown away by seeing such minimal damage on my vehicle. So I was very impressed with my, little Chrysler Town and Country that I have. I was truly impressed. And me being a car enthusiast and follow vehicles and everything, I really, like, I can't say enough about just how astonished I was with the damage of her vehicle and then looking at the damage of my vehicle. So needless to say, we get the cars off the side of the road and the cops show up, and I just kept telling him, I go, I have to get my son to his appointment. I go, this isn't a really, really, like, important appointment, and is there any way that we can kind of just, like, get this on the way? And I said, I go, do I need to take a picture of her driver's license? Well, I didn't realize, I haven't been in a car accident in years. We're talking, like, lots of years. I got all that done and over with when I was a teen. You can ask my mom. She will be witness of that. So he said, he goes, no, nobody takes pictures of driver's license anymore. You don't exchange information anymore. He said, he goes, we're beyond those times because that has people's personal information on it. That's their address. And because of the times that we live in, we don't want other people getting other people's addresses because that could be not so good for some people. You know, some people get very mad and very vindictive over these things. So I was like, okay, whatever. He said, it's all in the police report, blah, blah, blah. Let the insurances handle it. So I was still kind of amped up on adrenaline at this point. So we get over, he said, he goes, here, I'm going to let you go ahead and go. He said, here's the police report and go about your way. So my car was still very much drivable. So I took my son to the doctor's appointment. Afterwards, I headed over to urgent care because I really started hurting my back, my spine, my neck especially, because I'm pretty sure it was whiplash. But so I got to urgent care. Urgent care said, we can't help you because we don't have machines that are equipped enough to do like x-rays, MRIs, that kind of stuff. So I said, okay. So I left urgent care and headed over to the hospital to the ER. So let me tell you how big of a joke this is. So I'm sitting at the we go into the emergency room. They tell me they're full in the inside, that I have to sit outside. Well, it was about 5 o'clock when we got there. The sun was kind of just setting, and sitting outside as the sun went down, it started getting kind of cool because we're like in the high 80s here during the day, but we get around like 50 or yeah, around the 50s at night. So I'm in pain, and then I start shivering. And we all know that when you're hurting and shivering like inside is not a good thing. Like it makes pain even worse. So I told my son, I go, I will give it, by this time it was 7 o'clock. And I go, I'm going to give them a half an hour. And if in a half an hour they don't call my name, I'm not sitting out here any longer. And not only should I add that they told me that my son would not be able to go in with me, that he would have to sit outside. Well, I mean, he's not a little kid, but he's still a minor. He's 16, and it's not the best side of town to be sitting in, especially sitting outside. So I was like, no, that's a big X-nay on that as well. So 7:30 comes around, and we get up and leave. And then I made an appointment the following day with my regular PCP, got in there. They immediately sent me over to have x-rays and stuff, and nothing was caused from this accident. I do have things going on from, I guess, before. I don't know when it happened, but they just told me, you know, take it easy. You need to really relax your muscles. You need to relax, you know, your neck and all that. And, you know, just take it easy. So that happens. Huh. Well, then we're still waiting for the insurance companies to call and all that kind of stuff. And then what did we do? Yesterday, I had my in-person class, which was awesome. We had some really beautiful cards that everybody got to make. And then today, right before I came on here, my husband gets a phone call from his credit card company because about a month ago, somebody had taken, he gets like incentive checks or something at the end of the year that for however much he spends, he earns a certain amount back. Well, I guess they sent a check or so. I don't know exactly what happened, but somebody had stolen our mail from our mailbox, and they had written a $1,000 check and cashed it while the bank just called, or his credit card company just called us and gave us the information of this person. So I was frantically trying to call the non-emergency line for the police department to get them to do this report, because now we have this person's name, and by doing a little bit of, you know, El Google, we we found out that there's a person here actually in our neighborhood in Tucson that has that same person's name. And so we filed a police report because that person got off with $1,000 because the check went ahead and got cashed, and then since it was fraudulent and the credit card company found out that it was fraudulent, they refunded us the money, but that person still got away with the money. And so I was just like, oh my goodness, really? If, you know, but in all honesty, we are all healthy, and we walked away from all this, and we're all good. So that's all I can ask for, you know. So I just want my car fixed. but it is drivable. It is, you know, we're not stuck without a vehicle at this point. So it is what it is. But anyways, I have swap cards to show you guys today. I have some beautiful Christmas cards that came in our swap. Hello, Becca. And I want to share them with you guys. So I don't want to sit here and jibber jabber too much because I don't want to take up too much of our time by talking. But I am Danny Garola here from Stampin' the Pink Barn. I have a couple little announcements to show and go through with you guys, and then we will get going on our cards. So don't get sick. Nobody gets sick during stamping, but I am going to flip you around. So if you do get motion sickness, close your eyes at this time, and I will let you know when the camera is stable and facing down at my desk, and then we will get into this thing. All right, so hold on a minute. Okay, I think we're good. Alrighty, you guys. So this is the new paper pumpkin that is currently available for you to go ahead and subscribe to. This one goes through December 10th. Let me move this little part really quick here so I can angle that out. This goes through December 10th. This is called Lots of Pun. So it says, craft a chuckle and a laugh with the Lots of Pun paper pumpkin kit. You'll go bananas over these playful, pun-filled projects. So I think this one is going to be really cute for those thank you cards for after Christmas, because by the time you get this box, your Christmas cards should already be sent out. Or if you're like me and you procrastinate, maybe not, but just saying. So this will be a really fun box to kind of just lighten somebody's day, or if you know somebody who didn't have, you know, the most wonderful Christmas or holiday or whatever. These will be super cute little like pick-me-ups, little funny things. So this would be a great box to go ahead and subscribe to. I'm trying to read if it says what all it says. Enough exciting elements to create 9 cards and coordinating envelopes. An exclusive stamp set packed with playful puns. Add a little lightheartedness and humor to any paper project you stamp with this set. So it sounds like it's going to be really super fun and cute with some of these little fruit, you know, characters or whatnot. Also, the other thing that we have going on right now, and this goes through the 30th of November, it's called the Start With Save. So as you guys have heard me say previously, we have our starter kit that is $125 worth of product that you get to pick. So you pick whatever you want in your starter kit, and that is anything from any of our current catalogs. You get to pick $125 worth of product. And normally it is $99 that you pay. So you get $25 worth of free product. Now, that includes your shipping, but you will have to pay taxes on top of that. But from now until November 30th, you can get your starter kit for $75. So let me tell you kind of a few little perks to this. You will get a discount every time you place an order. You will get a discount of 20% off your product. You can then become, after a certain amount, you can become your own hostess, and then you get free product then. Also, with one of the perks of being part of my team, you get a free membership into Stamp Happy Academy, which is something that our team does, as well as you can join these swaps that we do. It is a great way. Like, I have a whole bag of swaps here. Like, these are cards that my fellow demonstrators, every month we get a theme, and that theme we then turn around and make whoever is hosting it will say, okay, there's 24 of you that joined it, so now make 24 cards with using all current product. It can't be anything that has been from past catalogs or anything, because we want to be able to use these now to show to customers, or we can look at them and make them we can case those cards for our customers, or, you know, just to show you guys. And I want you to know that you do not have to make a business out of this. You can do this just to get your collection started with that $75 worth of $125 worth of product for $75, and start getting closer to having all the things that you need to be able to stamp. So if you are looking at that big cut and emboss machine, excellent time to put that on your starter kit and get that in your hands. Okay, the other thing coming up right now, this is going to be a huge hit. This is our seasonal sale. It is from, what, tomorrow, because today is the 15th. So this starts tomorrow, the 16th, and goes through the 18th. This is where you will save on paper or cardstock, ink pads, and dies. So you will save 10% off any of the cardstock, 15% off the ink pads, and 20% off dies. So that being said, you will find this huge PDF on my Stampin' the Pink Barn page, which you're watching this through. If you scroll down, you'll see this little image. If you look in the description there should be like a little blue link. And if you click that, it will bring up this whole, I think it's like 7 pages of stuff. And then it tells you the regular price and then the sale price. So, you know, maybe you need to make yourself a list and you need to say, hey, all you people that want to buy me something, why don't you send me some money and I can get some Stampin' Up stuff that you love. So people don't buy you the wrong thing and then you're actually getting what you want. Then we still have that Eden's Garden going. This will go through January 3rd. Now, let me tell you, the stamp and the die set will continue in the January-June, which I will, from now on, call the JJ Mini Catalog. That will continue in that catalog. Exclusive right now through January 3rd, or until, you know, the supply runs out. They are offering this gorgeous paper, which I have my sampler right here. You can see all that gold foiling in that paper. It is a specialty designer series paper, so that means it has that gold, you know, beautiful embellishing on that. So that is this paper here. You can buy the whole collection as one. So that means you would just enter in that code, and then you don't have to put in each thing. It will give you all the things in the collection as one purchase. All right, we also have the cotton paper. This is kind of like a tissue paper, I guess you would call it. It's really kind of neat if you crunch it up and then like almost decoupage a card and then do your embellishments on the front of it. It's really kind of pretty. There's quite a few videos out there from other demonstrators that have showed really neat cards how to use that. And these gorgeous embellishments here, I finally got my hands on it. They were out of stock for a while for us who can pre-order these things, but it is the soft succulent and cherry cobbler. Look at the shimmer and shine on those. Well, it's probably not doing them justice by having them in this package and all you're getting is a glare, right? There you go. Now you can kind of see the shimmer on those. Beautiful. So you get 2 sizes of the cherry cobbler, and then these are kind of like a teardrop shape, and they're the soft succulent. Okay, so I just wanted you guys to know about that so you guys can get the whole collection because it all matches so well together. You can go to some of my past videos over on YouTube, and I've made some beautiful cards using this collection. Okay, so now let me get all my pages out of the way here, and I want to show you, before I show swap cards, I did get some more birthday cards, so I want to show those to you guys. And then, oh, that was the other thing I did this week, which was, you know, kind of convenient because I did on stage which On Stage is our big event through Stampin' Up. It's kind of our convention, but this year it was virtual because we're still dealing with the pandemic. So I got to kind of just sit and take notes and learn all the things that are to learn about Stampin' Up. It was a bit overwhelming, I'll be honest, but I took lots of notes, and now I need to get together with my team members, and I have a lot of things to share with them. So what we did is I purchased the swag box with when I signed up for the On Stage. So I got 2 exclusive stamp sets. Well, I will be using one tonight to show you guys. It will be in the upcoming JJ Mini, so that January-June catalog, it will be in there. Along with this set right here. This is called the Blessings of Home, or let me see. Blessings of Home is what this set is called, and it had this beautiful paper with it. Then here's another one from that Blessings of Home, and then this one here. And I don't know if you can quite see on this card, but I used, or they actually asked us to use the shimmer white cardstock that we have. So this has a bit of shimmer to it. I'm not sure if you guys can catch that on camera, but this paper has glitters in it, and it is just so stunning when you stamp on it. It's almost like you've taken a wink of Stella and kind of rubbed it over your cardstock. So those are some beautiful cards, just to kind of give you a little glimpse of what is to come. And then I will show you the stamp sets, because like I said, we're going to be using those tonight. Okay, Miss Lois, I know you're on here watching. Lois sent me this beautiful birthday card. So this came the other day, and it just brightened my day. And of course, it being pink just was like, oh my goodness. She was like, she totally knows me, and this is just so stinking gorgeous. So, hello, Cheryl. So I had inspiration off this card, so I'm actually using this set tonight. This is called the Words of Cheer. So I'm actually going to use this set tonight, because once I saw this amazing card, I thought, oh my goodness, I have to show how cool this set is. All right, so beautiful card, Lois. Thank you so much. And then my mother made this one for me, and it, again, with the pink, how stinking stunning is this card with that pop of gold on there, and then that black that just pops with the pink. So you're gonna see with that Words of Cheer card, I kind of intertwined both of these with, you'll see when I get there, but I used both of these cards to kind of give me inspiration for one of the cards that I'm making. So I love it. Thank you guys so much. All right, so let's get into our first card. But first, this is my current host code right now. So when you go into my store and you make a purchase, at the end, when you go to hit that checkout button, if your total is under $150, please use my host code. That is what helps me bring you guys these free videos and helps do the giveaways, because, you know, I have to be able to do giveaways for you guys. So that's what helps me along the way. All right, so let's go ahead and get started on our first card, because like I said, I want to be able to show you those amazing swap cards. All right, so today's card, I'm gonna be kind of taking this stamp set out of its normal realm. Hello, Frida, how are you? So this is called Delivering Cheer, and I know you guys have probably seen this all over the place. Now, I was really kind of, and I've made cards in the past using this, I was really kind of on the fence about this set when I first saw it, until I started seeing, hello, Ria, until I started seeing everybody's creativity with this set. Like, it blew me out of the water, where I was like, okay, it's mine. I have to have it. I'm sold. So I'm going to take this, and as you can see, it can be used for fall. It can be used for Christmas. It can even be used for a birthday. The sentiments, on the other hand, are more Christmas or holiday themed, but you can take any sentiment and use with this set. So today I'm going to make a fall card using this set. I'm also bringing in the pretty pumpkins with this set, so that's where you can kind of see where I'm going with this as far as that fall card. Then I'm also using the dies. I'm not going to use this stamp set, but I'm using these dies over here, which are the contoured, I think they're called contoured scallops. I want to say that's what they are. And I'm pretty sure these are on that die cut sale that we have going on starting tomorrow. This is an excellent set. I know you guys who have followed me for quite a while, you've seen me use these a lot. They come with this really cool, what would this be called? Like a scallop edging that is really neat to do on cards. These two here, these two dies coordinate with the flower, and then like this whole little stemmed flower, and then the full flower here. So I would really kind of advise getting this set because it is an excellent, these are kind of a nesting die, I guess you would say, because they kind of fit in layers, but you can still see the neat colors behind it, and they all have a different kind of scallop look to them. Okay, so let's go ahead and get out our card base and all the little goodies that go with it. I am using, man, I can't get my light right. I am using our thick basic white. So I tell everybody that when you are using white or very vanilla as your card base, you want to use our thick, because it will stand up when somebody goes to put this on the mantle or on their bookshelf. The thick cardstock is going to keep that card standing up for a lot longer than if you were to just use the regular cardstock of the white or the very vanilla. Okay, so let's go ahead and fold this in half. And I thought my bone folder was sitting right here, but apparently not. When I cleaned my desk, I put everything away. Oh, and just a little note. I think my cat, I think I see her little ears. She's been sitting back here. So I have a window right here behind my desk, and she's been curled up down in the window down there. I think she's probably enjoying the sun. But I'm pretty sure here in a little bit, she's going to come crawling across my, so if you see my cat, I just fair warning you that she may come crawling across there. All right, then I grabbed the designer series paper. This is called, I believe it's called In the Meadow or Harvest Meadow. That's what it's called. Let me grab so you guys can see that. And see, and I think I come all prepared until I don't have my paper sampler out for you guys to see. I think I do that every week. One day I will get it figured out, but it's just not today. So this is called Harvest Meadow Designer Series paper. It is not the specialty paper, so it doesn't have any of that gold foiling, but it is Harvest. But it can be used with so many different things, because look at all these colors that are in this. So I'm going to be using this piece right here. It kind of looks like little wheat grains coming out, or no, I was going to do that. I'm sorry. I'm using this one that looks more of like a undersea coral. I guess that's kind of what I think of it. This one over here, I think also looks very coralish and would go gorgeous with any of your sea or anchor boats, anything like that, that seascape kind of stamp would be gorgeous with that paper. All right, so this is going to go right here. So our card base is 8.5 by 5.5, and I folded it in half at 4 1/4. This piece here is then going to be I think this was just 1/8 of an inch smaller. Oops, helps if I have my ruler right. So this is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. Oops, that's my envelope. I guess I don't need that right at the moment. And we're going to need this is a piece of this is a scrap that you're going to need, because we're going to be stamping on this. That is, again, I came in with that shimmery white paper, because after using it the other day, I thought I need to use that more often because it is truly beautiful behind stamped images. So I used the little scallop, where did I put that set now? I used the little scallop, which one did I use? I used the middle one for the white piece. Then I grabbed that beautiful cork paper and I used the second to the largest on that one and cut that piece out. So when those two sit together, you're gonna see it like that. And then this is all gonna layer like that. I just think this cork on this piece of designer series paper is just stunning. So why don't we go ahead and do some stamping? All right, let me get my little cheat sheet here. Maybe. I have some things written down and then I take photos of other things. All right, so here we go. So what we're going to do is we are going to use the little girl, or maybe it's not a little girl, the lady right here with her coat and boots. And we're going to stamp that. I'm gonna grab one of my little, I know I've already used this, but it's still plenty usable. And I'm gonna do that in black. And I'm gonna kind of move her towards the bottom where her boots are kind of right down towards the bottom of that stitching that you get with that scalloped rectangle. Okay, so I am using Memento for this. Oops, sorry guys, I didn't mean to hit my head on there. So she is just gonna go right there. Okay. Then I'm going to grab my little scrap piece here and move this. Well, no. Where did I put my little stamp? There it is. Then I'm gonna get her little stamped. She has like, what are those things called? Leg warmers? She's got the little leg warmers that fit right over the little legs of this image. I'm using Bumblebee for this, and I'm just going to stamp that. I'm sorry, I had to move this down so I can actually see. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, so for this piece, I'm going to call that good right now and kind of give that a few seconds to dry. Then I'm going to come in with that. It's just a scrap. I'm going to use my trio of pumpkins, which are from the Pretty Pumpkin set. And I am going to stamp those in my Memento because I am going to be using a plethora of Stampin' Blends on this card. So I'm just going to stamp this right here. And what else did I need? Okay, and so for this one, I'm going to flip this paper around. All I want is, if you look at this here, see how her little arms are coming off of this little tree piece here? All I want are the arms. I don't need anything else. So I'm actually just going to put ink on the bottom part of this stamp and just stamp her arms down here at the bottom. Okay, just like that. Ooh, that didn't come out very good, but that's okay because her arms actually came out still with the black. I think it looks like I need to re-ink that, and I thought I just did that, but I do use that a lot. So, you know what? You guys are going to watch me re-ink it right here on camera because I'm going to be using this. So what I do is I just take my re-inker and I just kind of run it across there and let it soak in, and then just kind of take it back and forth and make sure that ink kind of really gets distributed all around, all sorts of ways. And then I'll grab my trusty little super expensive spoon and just kind of shift that all around. Now, if you don't have one of these spoons sitting around, you can also grab your bone folder and kind of just swipe it a couple of times, but just make sure you have something to clean that off, because unless you have multiple bone folders. So let me grab, oh, I'm gonna set that over there so I don't wind up sticking anything in that. Okay, so I'm gonna set that over there and just kind of let it marinate for a minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and start coloring these images. So I am going to use, now I used Bumblebee for her little leg warmers, but we don't have Bumblebee for our Stampin' Blends, but we do have Mango Melody, which kind of works pretty well as a Bumblebee. So I'm going to come in with the dark, and I'm just going to kind of put the dark towards these little shadowed marks here. Kind of just give this little peacoat, or whatever you would call this, kind of a little bit of dimension with these darker areas. And I apologize, I am kind of shaky today. The medication that they put me on, that muscle relaxer stuff, just kind of makes me a little shaky. And it really knocks me out, so I only take them at night because I have to be very coherent taking care of my child, since she does have special needs. She requires full-time care. Oh my goodness, oh, there it is. I was gonna say I had a hair scrunchie sitting here because I'm pretty sure my hair keeps falling down in camera, and that's not cute. Okay, so that I'm gonna set aside and let dry. This over here, I'm going to come back in with the, I'm gonna do the dark on this little like cuff of her little coat there, the sleeves of her coat. And then I'm going to take the light and do the light on the sleeves. And then I'm going to grab my light basic black and then just kind of color in her mittens. I didn't want them dark black, so you can see kind of the outline there. All right, and then that part is done, but we need to flip this around and do these pumpkins. So let's grab cinnamon cider, and I'm gonna grab, okay, move that up there. Cinnamon cider, we have soft suede, and what is this? Pumpkin pie, Cajun craze, and some old olive. Yeah, we've got it all here. All right, so let's see what I need to do here. The little pumpkin over here, I am going to do in cinnamon cider. So I'm just going to take the dark cinnamon cider and again follow kind of those little lines that Stampin' Up does so well to give us on our images, to do a little bit of shadowing on this pumpkin. Now, I previously stamped these and fussy cut them because Lord only knows you guys do not want to be sitting here all night long watching me fussy cut these. And they weren't hard, don't get me wrong, but it's just, it is a little time consuming. So I already went ahead and did this, but I just want to show you the colors that I used. All right, so for the stems, let me do the stems really quick. Which one do I have here? Here's dark. So I'm going to do dark on some of these little tick marks on these stems. And this is soft suede. And then I'm coming in with the light. But maybe you guys will be able to see the sparkle a little bit better once I add some color to this. All right, and then I'm going to use Cajun Craze on this pumpkin. So I'm going to use dark Cajun Craze on this one, on the little tick marks. And then I'm going to kind of go make it a little bit darker underneath where the leaf is sitting, because I'm going to assume that the sun is above this pumpkin and there's shadows underneath that leaf. Oh, and I know some people ask if they have been previous demonstrators and want to join back up. I actually just talked to my team leader today to find out, before I said, I wanted to make sure I was correct in what I'm telling you guys, that if you sign up under the same demonstrator that you were previously with, you can start up immediately. So you signed up 3 months ago, and then you went ahead and just let your whatever your time expire, because it's every 3 months, it's a quarter, and you want to go ahead and become a demonstrator again, whether you want to now start a business, or if you just want to get that discount again, you can actually sign up immediately after you've been termed from the last quarter that you were in, and you can join right away. You can sign back up under the demonstrator you were under. Now, if you want to switch and you don't want to be with that team leader anymore and you want to switch to a different team, you have to wait 90 days. Okay? So I just wanted to make sure I clarified that with people. Okay, this is the dark pumpkin. Okay, just doing a little bit of that shadowing. And again, I'm going to assume that leaf has got some shadowing going on underneath it. Ooh, did you see that I smeared it right there? Thank goodness I already cut some of these out for you guys, because this one's a hot mess, but nonetheless, you guys can see the colors, and that's what I was going for, is to just show you what color choice I decided to go with. Okay, kind of go over that again and kind of get those lines blended. Oops, and I didn't do a very good job down here. Coloring is not my profession. I stamp. But we're winging it, right? Okay, dark old olive, maybe. Jeez Louise. I must have really stuck that on there good earlier. All right, do the little lines. Just like that. And then come in and go down the veins of the leaf with the dark. So I went up after my class last night. I took a friend of mine that was at the class. I took her home, and when I left her house, it's right up by my mom's house. So I swung by my mom's house and I told her, I go, so show me what you've done with our craft room. Because she was asking me, she goes, I want your opinion on a couple of things before I do what I'm thinking. I want you to tell me if it's going to work for our setup. So, oh my goodness, I am so excited to just get moved and get up there and start in such a huge area and have everything be so organized and not have to be in my daughter's room. Not that I'm not in our room all day long anyways, but to just be able to have kind of our own space, that would be great. Hello, Melanie. Thank you for sharing. Oh, sorry. I had to take a drink. I got myself some sweet tea today. All right, so then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fussy cut these, but I'm going to cut them apart. So let me show you what I mean by that. And like I said, I already did these because I didn't want you guys sitting here all night long. All right, so there's the big one. So can you see that I just cut this one? So this pumpkin here, I cut around the black outline and cut that away from there. Then I did the same thing and left a little mark. Now we're gonna cover these so you're not even gonna know that we did a thing. I mean, you'll know, but whoever receives the card may not know unless they're watching this. So if you win this next week, then you'll know how I did it. And then I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna cut out just the arms. So I did that right here. Do you see how I just cut out the arms? Now let me show you. Are you on YouTube Live? No, I am not. I have not switched to, well, and you have to have, I think it's like 1,000 subscribers. And since I'm kind of still newer-ish to this, I don't have 1,000 subscribers yet. I mean, you guys saw that I just did the giveaway for my 50 subscribers. I mean, we are over that now, but I am nowhere near 1,000. And before, when I first started doing this, YouTube had it where you could have, where if you had only 100 subscribers, you could do YouTube Lives. But now they've changed their rules that you have to have 1,000 subscribers to be able to go live on their platform. So I'm not there. I'll keep my fingers crossed that we get there soon, but not as of yet. All right, so let me move that out of the way and get my sheety up here. Ooh, that probably didn't come out all too grand, did it? I said cheaty sheety, just so you don't think I was saying anything naughty. We're a family show here. We don't say bad words. I mean, in real life, I probably would have oopsied it and said a bad word, but I did not on here. I watched myself quite well. All right, hold on. Let me get... Ay, ay, ay. Where am I? Getting there. Getting there. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Now, we're going to take this piece and we are going to put our pumpkins just like this. All right. This one is going to sit above my scallop. Oops, maybe I should move this so you can actually see what I'm doing. This one's going to kind of get crooked sitting there. Then this one is going to go right, oops, don't throw it. This one's going to sit right there. And then this little one is going to sit over here. And see how we still have this little white space down here? What do you think about that? We're going to pop them little hands up. Cute, right? Woohoo! I love it. Okay, so let's get some of these glued down. I just think it is so adorable. Oh, that's what I was going to show you. Where did I put... Oh. Let me stick this on here really quick. And I love liquid glue because it gives me some time to wiggle this around before it is like set in stone that that's where it's going to be. So I love that I have that little bit of play with liquid glue. Like if I was using snail or not snail, why do I say snail? That was so long ago. Seal, I would not be able to move it. Once I set it down, it would be where it was. Same with tear and tape. It would rip my paper if I tried to pull it off. All right, now can you guys see kind of that shimmer where I've colored in those pumpkins? I hope you guys can kind of catch that somewhat on camera because it is so gorgeous to use the shimmer paper. Okay, so what did I say? This one needs to go right here. So that one's also gonna get glued down. Just like that. Okay, and then this one right here is going to get stuck over here. So my husband got a couple of days off for Thanksgiving week. I think he got Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday off. So I told him, I said, I go, okay, so I have a plan. And I said, don't get scared, because when I have plans, it is kind of scary, but just hear me out. I said, I go, I want to take our daughter to the zoo. It's been so long since we've been to the zoo, because you know how things have been shut down and just the way the world is, but she so needs to get out of the house. And I told him, I said, I go, even though we're still very warm and my daughter doesn't do too well in the heat, it's definitely not 125 degrees like our summers are. So I told him, I said, I go, since it's, you know, still cool enough that we can put her in her stroller, and then if we need to, we can go indoors if it starts getting if she gets overheated, because they have like those indoor places at the zoo, that we can go and take her and go see some animals, because I love taking her to the zoo, and it's kind of fun for her that she gets to get out of the house for a while, because she doesn't get to do that very often. Okay, there we go. Oops. Needs to be moved over just a little bit. See how I still have wiggle room with that glue? There we go. That works. So it looks like she's just holding a bouquet of pumpkins. Okay, so that is going to go on the front of our card like this. Let's get this all put together here. So I'm going to glue this straight onto the basic white thick. Just like that. Okay. Then I'm going to glue this straight down. And as soon as I'm done with this card, we will do our giveaway. Okay, that's going to go right there, the cork. And then I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. Ooh, if I don't throw my glue on the ground. So I'm going to do 5 of these, because I don't want the center to sag. But I will show you a trick to dealing with postage, because I know that is a problem, and especially since the holidays, I know postage has gone up in price. So because we have this popped up here, some post offices, handlers may have kind of a fit that we have this popped up and this little piece popped up. So to save that, you could actually take this center one off and not have it popped, because of the fact that it's going to be up like this, and then when it sits in a card, that will sit flat, but it'll pop back up once you take it out of the envelope. Okay, so that's going to just go right there. And then what I wanted to do was, where did I put that scrap piece of, oh, it's over here. Well, that's not going to work because the ink went through that. Do you see that? I want to take a white scrap, and now I don't need, oh, but that is, right? Yep, that's our, this is shimmer. So another white scrap of shimmer, and I want to do the sentiment. So I am going to do, if friends were pumpkins, I'd pick you. So here's that right here. And so there's a couple different ways you can do this. Now let's see if this is nice and juicy now. We're not going to have any problems. do it this way. Okay, good, that worked. It definitely needed to be re-inked. Let me grab some scissors here. Now I'm going to kind of fussy cut this, but I do know that before you ink this up, because right now I can't flip it back down there because otherwise it's going to make it gross, you could take this off of, let me clean this off really quick and kind of show you what I'm talking about. Let me. So see how this is already kind of cut out for you? So what you could do is you could take a pencil like this, and I'm going to do it on the flip, or actually I'm going to do it on this scrap piece over here just so I don't mess any of that up. And you can take a pencil and lightly just hold this, and you can go like this, just lightly, and give yourself kind of an outline. See what I got going on there? So you know how this can be really pretty cut out? That's how some people do it to get that really neat kind of swishy look around there. So I love when we learn new techniques from one another as demonstrators, and I did learn that from another demonstrator. So it's kind of fun. But I'm just going to cut this thing out. And kind of just going around, leaving the same amount of margin around what I'm cutting. And as you can see, I'm not moving my scissor hand, I'm only moving the paper. So when I cut my image, I'm only moving this hand the way that I want it to be manipulated around the scissors. And it does take a little bit longer. I will fair warn you that when you go to cut out an image or to touch an image that is on this shimmer paper, it does seem to take a little bit longer to dry. There we go. On this paper versus regular white. Okay, so that's going to get thrown over there. So let's take some dimensionals. Since this is already popped up, if I just take some dimensionals, if I kind of just eyeball where I want this down here, I know that where it says I'd pick you, that's where I'm going to put a little few dimensionals along there, and then I'm just going to glue this top part straight onto here. I think I'm going to take two, go right down there, and then right over here. And then check that out again. Okay, and I need one more over here on this side. And the other thing to know, and you can see that I've kind of cut little slits out of this. This piece right here does not have any more of these dimensionals on it. But do not throw this stuff away. You can cut these into little strips to fit on little pieces that you need to go behind kind of smaller things that this is just too big for. And then let me get a little bit of glue up here on this because that's what's going to be up there on her boot. I know, I just ordered, because of being part of the on stage, I just ordered some of our premiere products that we can order. So I will have so much fun stuff to show you guys next week. It should be here. I think the shipping thing said that it'll be here on the 17th. So what is that, Wednesday? Yeah. So I have some really cool things that we had exclusive privileges, I guess you would say, as far as signing up for the on stage. We get kind of exclusive sneak peekies of stuff, and we can order, everybody, all demonstrators can order product that's going in the next catalog in December, because you have a month to get cards made and everything made to show that product off. Well, because of our convention, we were able to order a few things ahead of time so we can have a little bit longer to show things off. So I will be showing some things off. All right, so that is the card that I just had to show you guys for fall, because I've been making a lot of Christmas cards and I'm just not done with fall yet. So I had to show the cuteness. All right, so I think it says, if friends were pumpkins, I'd pick you, so thankful for you, or gather together. Maybe I will not put a sentiment inside of this, just because I think it's one of those cards that is going to be a grabby card, that if you need to give somebody a card on the fly, you can stick any kind of sentiment inside there. I'm just looking for that paper that I had, because I want to do the inside of this. And I didn't think I put it away, but apparently I did. Oh, there it is. Okay, so I need a little piece down here. I gotta see if this is gonna be wide enough. Oop, not quite. So we're gonna have to cut a piece off of this one. See all my scraps that are inside of my paper pieces? All right, so I'm going to take this, and I think, yep, that's definitely long enough. I'm going to take a 1/2 inch piece of this paper. And we're gonna put that in the inside of this card. Right down here. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to snip off our stuff that's hanging over. And then, where's our envelope? So I think what I'm going to do is grab... Oops, that stays on. There it is. Don't grab stays on. Well, you could. I mean, it's not a big deal if you did, but it's not what I was looking for. Oh, see? And make sure your envelope is turned to the right way, because I just had mine upside down, and I would have stamped that upside down, and that would have been kind of a no-go. That there would have been a garbage envelope. And what a waste, right? So check it out the first time before you commit. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of do this randomly down here at the bottom, where it kind of just hangs off, so I'm not taking up too much of that space there. And then that is that card and envelope done. But let me get some of these out of the way here. Then I will do the giveaway. Giveaways. Always makes me want to sing that Red Hot Chili Pepper song, that give it away, give it away, give it away now. Yeah, that took me back. All right, let's move some of this stuff out of the way, and then we will get the show on the road. So there is card number 1. And move this over here. All right. Let me set that here so I don't wind up losing those when I show them all at the end of this video. All right, so we have winners for last week's giveaway. So for card number 1, this is where we use that Merriest Christmas, I think it's called. We use the hybrid embossing folder with the stamps. This is the matching envelope here that I went ahead and did. And then I die cut that flower out of white and stuck that in the inside, how you guys all suggested, and it is absolutely stunning in the inside of that card. So this card goes to Shaz Conabeer. So I do not have your address, so I need you to message me your address, and this will come to you just like this. I don't write anything inside of it because I want you to be able to use this card for you to give to somebody else, or if you just want to keep it and set it because it's pretty. All right, card number 2 is kind of that same design, but we did it horizontal. This one also has that flower in the inside and the matching envelope. This one goes to Cheryl Grimlick. And by the way, because of everything that happened last week, your card, I think Cheryl won a couple weeks ago, your card is in the mail. Just letting you know that. Or maybe it was last week or something. She also got picked. So you'll be getting 2 cards coming to you. But it did already go out in the mail. So just to let you know, I made my son run down to the post office today and get that in the mail. All right, this one is that double Z fold that we did vertical. You can do it horizontal as well and just make all your images go this way. And it is just a fun card to play around with this design. Here is the matching envelope for that. This one goes to Rhea Jones. And I know you were on here because I just said hi to you not that long ago. So because this card does not have any space to write on, I mean, I guess you could do a little bit of writing here, but I mean, unless you give this to somebody that you don't have a lot to say to, you could do that. But I put an extra white piece on the back that you can write your saying on there for your person. Okay, Rhea, I have your address, and Cheryl, I have your address. So who did I say I needed their address? I need Shaz Conabeer. I need your address. Okay, card number 2. Let me see, what do we want to do? I'm gonna do the one with that new set. All right, so here is that Blessings of Home. Very stunning set. Now this is part of that distinctive stamping stuff that they do where they make it look very realistic. And so here is that huge stamp. So you are going to need a big block to use this stamp with. Now, I will tell you that if you don't have a block, you can really use anything. Like, even if you have the small, and look, I got new plates for my mini emboss machine. You could use those and you can stamp with that. So if you have an embossing machine or a die cutter machine, you can use your plates as your stamping. You don't have to spend a bunch of money on getting fancy fancy blocks. You can use whatever you have. Anything that it will stick to, because they're pretty sticky. Anything you can stick them to and have a flat surface on. You can even use a book. I mean, as long as the thing is not, you know, curvy or anything, to get a perfect image. So I just want to throw that out to you guys. All right, so we're going to be using that set. And let me move this. And this is the other, this is the other set that we got. So these both came, actually no, I think I purchased this with my swag box, or with my on stage. I purchased this with the beautiful dies in here. There's a lot of like spriggy little floral pieces that you can die cut with this. You've got all these little pieces, and then you've got your big images that cut out this whole piece here. That's this big one. And then you've got this one right here. I just did a swap card. Where did I put it? I did a swap card using, where is it? I mailed them all off, but I made myself one because I like my own swap card so much I kept one. Well, shoot, I don't even know where it's at right now. But I did have a swap card sitting somewhere. Oh, I don't know. If I come across it, I'll show it to you guys. but I used, that's why I've got washi tape on this one, because I used this stamp image along with this die and cut it out. You guys might have seen a picture that I posted on Facebook. Did I post it? I think I did. I don't know. It's been a long week. And this week has just began. All right, so there's that, and here is this one. So this is that outline image of the, we have a couple sets like this, and these are really kind of fun to set up a whole scenery with. All right, so we have Pale Papaya. This is 11 by 4 1/4. We're gonna fold it in half at 5 1/4, or no, 5 1/2. Okay, just like that. Then we've got a piece of Misty Moonlight. Now this is, all the dimensions will be over on my blog. I'm gonna try to get it set up tonight, but if not, it'll definitely be there tomorrow. Over on stampinthepinkbarn.blogspot.com, you'll find all the dimensions to these cards, and then you'll find the replay, this video, over there as well. So you can kind of fast forward and do the things to get what you need and get to the card that you want to find. This is 4 by 5 1/2. So that's a little bit different, because normally when we do our fronts, it is 4 by 5 1/4, but we're gonna go the full length of this card. So you're just gonna see a little margin of that Pale Papaya. And that's our envelope there. This is for the inside. Now it is 4 by 5 1/4. So that is the standard size. And then we have this little piece. Now this paper I have not made a sampler for, but this is called Heart and Home. This has got such beautiful colors in here. You've got that garden green, you've got the Misty Moonlight, which is what we're using. And look at this. Oh, I don't have much of that left because I used that on my swap. But it is this bee paper. It's got these super cute little bees flying around on this paper, and this color is that cinnamon cider along with the Pale Papaya. Gorgeous paper. And then all the backs of these are a kind of black and white wood grain look, or gray and white, maybe not black and white. See, so neat. It's really neat if you take a piece of this and you use that as your little sentiment piece. So there is that paper that comes out in the JJ, so the January-June catalog. You've got some Pale Papaya with the garden green, and you've even got the fresh freesia in on this one. And then you have a full sheet of fresh freesia back here. Gorgeous. So yeah, I'll have to get a sampler made of that, so then you guys can see it on my little sample sheets. All right, this piece here is going to go on the inside of this card. Down here along the bottom. Okay, and that's going to go right inside of our card. Okay, just like that. And this is here. And then what we're going to do with that in this big stamp is we're going to grab our Misty Moonlight and a piece of scrap. And what we're going to do is take that and then decide what part of the flower that you want to show up on this. I'm not going to ink the whole thing up because I know that I'm only going to use kind of this big flowered part up here. And then I'm going to stamp it once, and then I'm going to use the second generation down here in this bottom corner. Then I'm going to do it again. Stamp off, and then do it right up here. just like that. So see how it's just very faint, but you can still see that image, and it's going to be covered up with our focal point, but nonetheless you will still see that, a hint of that coming off the back of the image there. We have another piece of Pale Papaya. This is 2 3/4 by 4 1/8. Then you have another piece of that same designer series paper in here. This is 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. So this is going to kind of go up here. And then you have this little piece here, which is 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. And it is going to go on there where you just see a little bit of that floral image there. But this is going to be the piece that we're going to stamp on. So we're going to go ahead and do some stamping. I'm going to use this sentiment that says, "You're in my thoughts," again in the Misty Moonlight. And let's hope and pray I get this straight without having my big head be in there. And give it a second to kind of marinate into that paper. Oh, that was horrible. Yikes. I think I need to stand up. Let me kind of look at my stamp and make sure I see where it is. Hold on. Let me stamp again down here just to see if this stamp... Oh no, see, that one turned out okay. That was me. You guys were probably yelling at me like, "Oh, you have that so crooked." Okay, so let's try this again. Ooh, it still came out bad. Why could I do it down there? Hold on, I need to cut another piece of scrap paper because that is not cute. Okay, let me cut another one of those because as many times as I tried it, it didn't work. So what did I say that was? 2 1/4 by 3 1/4? Yepers. 2 1/4 by 3 1/4. All right. Second time's a charm, right? Is that what they say? Or is it third time's a charm? Well, let's hope not. Okay, let's try this. Does that look a little bit crooked, maybe? Because what was it doing? It was going too much like that, so I need to go this way. Okay, that's much better. It may not be completely centered, but I'm going to leave it alone so I don't slaughter it. Okay. So then we need this big image here of the lady kind of looking off into, I don't know, we can kind of think maybe she's standing at a beach house and looking out over to the beach, or maybe she is at a vineyard and she's standing up on the balcony of this big, beautiful, I don't know, you can go anywhere you want to go with where you think she's standing, because we can let our imagination just run wild. I mean, you can see there's birds up above her, so maybe she's staring at a big, beautiful mountainscape covered in snow, or maybe you're tired of seeing snow, depending on where you live. Me, I would love to be seeing snow right now, but... Ooh, you know what I need to do? This stamp I've never used, and because it's not holding the ink very well, I can tell that I need to clean it. Because have you ever gotten a brand new stamp set and then you haven't used them and see how they're a little bit glossy? I know some people say to just take your finger and kind of like smooch over it and get all that glossiness off of there, because it won't hold the ink all too well. And that's exactly what this was doing. It was just like too new, right off, hot off the press, and it didn't want to hold the ink correctly. So I'm just going to kind of rub my finger over that, kind of rough it up just a little so it can hold that ink. But because I don't want to mess that piece up again, I'm going to use this back piece back here, and I'm going to try to stamp this first to make sure I'm going to get a good image before I screw anything up again. Give it a second to marinate into that paper. Oh, see? That worked good. So I definitely needed to do a little bit of roughing up on that stamped image because it did not hold ink well when I looked at it. Okay, there we go. Woo, it worked. If not, I would have had to just use that one. I mean, it's not too bad. And because these are coming from somebody who makes them, it's, you know, that's what makes them know that it is humanly made. It's not made off of a press where they all come out great. Let me get a drink here really quick. Oh, I haven't had sweet tea in so long. It is kind of really refreshing. All right, so what I'm going to do is I am going to take the hat and do in Misty Moonlight. I'm going to do her hair and the railing in my bronze. Then I'm going to take Pale Papaya and do her dress. And then I thought I would come in with some cherry cobbler on her wine glass and make it look like she's drinking like a really nice glass of wine. So let's just kind of color that really quick, because she could be anywhere in drinking a glass of wine because there's no judgment there. And then we're gonna take her, let's do the railing. Oops, wrong end. I don't like that end. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of do this railing. And then I need the ivory. I think I'm going to do her belt brown also. She's wearing a leather belt, we're going to say. And we're going to put like a leather band around her hat. There's not much color there, but we'll do what it is. This is Dark Misty Moonlight. I'm just going to kind of go around some of these little brim here to give kind of some darker color, like there's a little bit of a shadow happening. Okay, like that. Then I'm going to take the light Misty Moonlight. I mean, not that it's much lighter, but it's enough that you can see the two contrasts between the light and the dark. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera because it probably looks very dark to you guys. Okay, there's her hat. Then I'm going to grab ivory. This one comes in a combo with the bronze. So just so you know. Then I'm going to do her hands and her arms. Like that. Ooh, I need to do her hair. Her hair is going to be brown also. And I love her curls. Okay, just like that. Okay. Then I'm going to take my light and dark Pale Papaya. Kind of do the dark on kind of where the creases of the sleeve, and then on the cuff of her dress here, creases in the armpits where it looks like there's kind of a little wrinkle. And then maybe a little dark around her hair because maybe there's a shadow of where her hair is sitting against the back of the dress. And then we're going to take the light and just kind of blend that together. So if you guys can help me out, if you ever see somebody pop on and they've won, and if they weren't here when I did like the drawing, let them just like write in the message and let them know that they won so they can message me their address. All right, so oops, you know what? I think this railing, the top railing needs to be done. I missed it. Looks like her glass is free floating on nothing. There we go. That's better. Okay. So now we need these two pieces here, and we are going to just adhere these straight down with the flowers going the correct way. Just like that. This one's going to go straight down. Okay. And then, again, this needs to go down. It's going to go all the way from top to bottom length of this card, and you're just going to see a little skosh of the pale papaya. Oh, excuse me. Okay, just like that. Then we're going to pop this up on dimensionals if I can. Oh, there they are. Alright, and then that is going to go, voila, right there. Gorgeous. Ooh, I love the colors. Oh, my word. Alright, then I'm going to grab, I used all my gray. There was a, I think it was smoky slate or maybe basic gray. There was a whole row there of the gray, but I used them all on my swap cards. So looks like I need to buy some more of these because they're kind of a hit. So you get white, you get basic white, and so you get 2 rows of the smaller and then 1 row of big, and then you get very vanilla, and then you get the basic gray, and then you get black. So they're really neat. I mean, great colors because we all just need something that doesn't always need bling. And then I'm taking 3 of these little dots and putting them across here. See, so that's why we left that little bit of gap down there so we could put those little dots on there. And I used white because of my white image here. And then, because it says you're in my thoughts, we could take you're always so good to others, be good to yourself too. Sometimes the most productive things you can do is relax. So you might want to tell somebody to relax because they're in your thoughts and you're thinking about them and they just need to take a break, right? But I think, well, you know what? You're always so good to others, be good to yourself. I like that one. I think we're going to put that on the inside. I should have stamped it earlier, but before I stuck the inside in there. But I was so like in cahoots that I couldn't get that other one to stamp correctly. What do I have? Oh, look, there's a googly eye. I didn't even know I had those in here. Well, now you know, right? Let me clean this off because I think I need this bigger block. Oh, that was even one of those cute googly eyes. Now that I look at that, look, it even has a little eyelash or eyeshadow. I know, not that we're looking at googly eyes, but look, that's kind of a cute googly eye. Alright, I need this block. And I need to put that stamp down so I can get it straight-ish. There we go. Yeah, because that's quite a bit bigger. Alright, so let's try this, get it straight. Misty Moonlight again. Ooh, I did it. Woohoo! Okay, so you're always so good to others. Be good to yourself too. You're in my thoughts. All right, that works great. Then, envelope. So I think what we're gonna do is take her. No, we're not gonna take her. We're gonna use that flower in the Misty Moonlight. Since we want to kind of bring our eye to that flower that we brought around the edge there, let's bring this flower in. Maybe over here this time. Ooh, I like that. Okay, it's very pretty. So there is that second card. And let me find what I did with it is. Let me get this stuck back in here. Oops. I have those upside. No, I don't have them upside down. I'm just upside down. And I'm going to clean this really quick because since it's so big, I know me, and I'll set something in it and forget that I still have ink all over it. Like, see, I just took my Take-A-Pick tool and stuck it in this one. Just not enough room. That's why I say when we move, we are going to have a huge craft room, and I just can't wait. Okay, let me get some of this stuff out of the way. I might need those blocks, though. So I'm not going to move it too far. And get some of these pens put away. So, are you guys loving how these pens blend together? I mean, they are just a hot comedy. They are so neat, and love the way that they blend and do that shadowing. Okay, so that is card number 2. I'm going to set that over here with this one, and then now onto the words of cheer. So I needed some white embossing powder. Otherwise, if you leave your little gems laying around, sometimes you'll find them on things that you didn't want bling on. Okay. So white embossing powder, and we are using words of cheer. I have another card that I made earlier that I was going to do with you guys, but then I decided, nope, I like the other one, and we're going to do it instead. But I will show you the other card that I made. So this has got a huge set of dies in this. This is such a neat set. Look, I need to get it put in the inside of this. You have this big word, happy, that has, we're going to actually use this piece today, that has all these little, like, sprig pieces coming out of it. Then you have the word that this would be more of the shadow. Oops, upside down. That would be more of the shadow, so that kind of sits right inside of that, those words do. Same with your cheer. Whoop, it's upside down. Your cheer cuts out with all your little sprigs, and then this cuts out just the letters. So let me show you what I mean, because this one I used on the other card. So let me show you really quick. So see how that works? This piece, oops, I bent my little guy. Aww. So I used this piece right here. I used right here with this petal pink, or polished pink. I don't know why I say petal pink. Polished pink, I cut that out, and then I used some of that rose gold. That paper comes in gold and rose gold. You get, I think it's 4 pieces of each, and it is very pretty. It is kind of that brushed gold look, but this is the rose gold because I thought it went really well with this Blackberry Bliss and the polished pink. And then I took just these little stars right here. I did 3 of these and 3 of these size, and then I put them together and then added some of those, what are they called? Champagne gems on there that kind of go with that pinkish tint of this rose gold piece here. But then see how those letters cut out separately using this piece, and they just fit right on top of there. And then you can even go as far as cutting out all these little holly berries and tucking them in. It makes such a gorgeous card. Then I took tone on tone with the Blackberry Bliss and did the Blackberry Bliss stamping right here. And I used this stamp right here, sending you Christmas cheer. It's kind of dark and it's kind of hard to see on there, but it's there, I promise. But these flowers, I cut that out of that shimmer vellum. It comes in all of our in colors right now. Okay, so very cool die set, a lot of dies. This whole floral piece right here, you can cut that whole thing out. Now, you know, I will never get it to line up trying to show you. Ooh, I did it. Wow. That cuts that whole image out. These get cut out with this one here. And then you've got a lot of little sentiments in there. I love when they do big die sets with a lot of sentiments. All right, so it's probably gonna take me forever to get these back in here. Ooh, no, I did it. Wow, some things are just going well. Now, stamping on the other hand, oh, we won't go there though. All right, I have a piece of Blushing Bride. This is 8.5 by 5.5, and we're gonna fold it in half at 4 1/4. And then use my, maybe, there it is, to varnish that down. There is our envelope. Then I have a piece of black, which is a 1/4 of an inch smaller than the Blushing Bride. So that is 5 1/4 by 4, which is gonna go there. Then I came in with this absolutely stunning paper. This is called the Whimsy and Wonder. It is a specialty paper as well because it does have that foiling, but it's more of like an iridescent foil. If you change these around, they really get kind of a different kind of sparkle to them like that. Now looking at it, it looks pink to me. It may be a different color to you guys, but it is on there. Maybe you can see the rainbowish effect on this piece here if I move it around. But gorgeous paper. Look at these colors. And of course, me being a pink fan, I had to have this one. All right, so that's gonna go there, and look at the back side of that. Look at all those colors together. All right, that is an 1/8 of an inch smaller. So I don't even know what I said the other one is. So that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Then I took a piece of black, and I know you guys have seen me do this before. This is, oops, this is 3 1/2 by 4 1/2. And what I did is I took a full sheet, laid it down inside of here, and then I lined up the side of my piece of paper on my half mark. Then I cut a half all the way down to where I had a half left, and I started on the half mark up here, cut the center of that, flipped it, lined it back up on my half, cut down from, I started my little piece right here on my half mark and went down, knowing that this is 3.5, I stop at my 3 mark. Because on the side of your, here, let me take this off. On the side of these cutting blades, you have little slice marks right here where it shows you where your blade stops. So if I line that up on my measure, on my ruler over here, it'll stop in the center, because that's where that cutter piece stops, is right in the middle of this piece. So I know that I have to stay 1/2 inch away from the edges to cut that little center piece out. And now I have a frame. All right, the frame is gonna go on that front. Then I have a black scrap piece that I took and I laid my big happy piece out on there and I cut that, and then I came out with, see what I was talking about, how you have those little greenery pieces sticking out? There's my black piece. Then I took a white scrap, which I just cut up because I used it on the other thing, but I think there's a white scrap, and I cut the word happy, just the word. Now I did that twice, and they're all tangled up, so hold on a minute so I don't bend them. So I get 2 of those. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna layer those on top of each other to give it a little bit of dimension. I'm gonna glue those directly to each other. And then I came in with one of those, these are called the Wonderful Snowflakes. They again are that iridescent look to them. I grabbed one of those and I'm going to place it right up here in the top corner, and I'm going to bump it up on dimensionals as well. Oops, there's my shimmery side. All right, so let's start getting some of this put together. Get that glue booger off of there. So with this, I'm just going to dot, 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 not a lot, because I don't want it squishing out the side of my little word. And I'm going to line that up. And because it's liquid glue, I have a few seconds to kind of move it around. And seeing, if you wanted to, you could put like 4 or 5 of those together and really give that some, almost like a chipboard look, which is really neat to do. Then that piece is going to go directly on my black piece. And when you have that black border behind this white, oh my holy smokes, you're going to see this word just pop right off that black paper. See that? Do you see what I'm talking about? Holy jeez. Is that not beautiful? Wow. Gorgeousness. Whew. You know what I was thinking? That would make a really pretty like wedding card, right? Are you guys feeling that? Like you can say happy day, or you know, anything. All right, let's get to this because we've got swap cards to see. Okay, so that's gonna go directly down there. This is gonna go directly on that. Okay, I'm gonna pop this up. Just you wait. Where did I put my little dimensionals? Ugh. Well, you know what? I think I threw my dimensionals in there. See, I left them in the last thing. But I have my little dimensionals somewhere else. Where did I put them? Did I leave those on another one of my... where did I put them? Little dimensionals. Ooh, you know what? I can actually use my little... Oh, that's not the ones. Hold on. I have black dimensionals. And that's actually what I would much rather use anyway, because this is a black piece here. So I'm going to use my black mini dimensionals on the back of this. So in kind of some of these bigger spots, oh, wait a minute. Hold on, wait a minute. I put it on the wrong thing. Get off of there. Okay. I grabbed the wrong thing. We need it on our frame. I mean, don't get me wrong, we're going to pop that up too, but that H might hang over the side of this and we don't want it right there. I guess I could have used the big black dimensionals on here. I didn't need to use these tiny little ones, but oh well. We're already doing it because look, if I use those, they are small enough that they wouldn't be seen. But oh well. See how they just kind of disappear onto that paper once you move this backing? So when somebody holds up the card, you don't want them seeing like all this white that you would have seen with the little white dimensionals. So that's why these black ones were created, to kind of be hidden so you don't see all that underneath your dark cardstock. All right, that is now going to go on here. Okay, then this is now going to go on here. But see what I was saying, how that's going to hang over? I want to only put dimensionals, like now I can tell I need one on the A, the H, or the P and the P, and then maybe this part of the Y, because otherwise this would be too thick hanging off of there. So again, I'm going to use the black dimensionals. Let's see. Yeah, that should be good, because then I'm just going to come in here and take a little bit of glue and put it on those end pieces so it sticks to my frame. Just like that. Okay, and then since this is white, did you guys know that these are identical to the shape of the inside of this snowflake? I didn't know it either until I went to put a dimensional on there and I was like, holy geez, it is the same exact size and shape, and that fits perfect on there. So that is now going to come up over here without hanging too far off of that card, because we want it to be able to fit in the envelope, so I don't want these two pieces hanging over. Okay, and then I need to get my little strip here. I have just a little tiny strip. Now this is where I'm going to grab, because my hands are now, you know, goopy and sticky from touching all that glue, since this is my last card. I'm going to grab my little, what is this thing called? Embossing Buddy. Now Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell this anymore, but you can find these on Amazon. It's just got like cornstarch or I don't know, something in it. And then I need to turn my fan away from me so I don't blow embossing powder all over myself. Truly, I'm not a drug addict. It's just embossing powder. Okay, I'm going to grab holidays, because we want this to say happy holidays. So I'm going to kind of do this a little bit over here. Oops. Jeez. Let me stay with that. Okay. Now we're going to grab the white embossing powder. cover that little holidays up. Okay, just like that. And then now let's cover this. So, oh, I didn't tell you guys, when I was talking to my daughter's neurologist today, because we had the Zoom meeting, we may have to go back up and spend a couple more days up in the hospital. Ugh. Because she has started having these things that they're a little bit different than the other things. And they kind of look like some of her seizures that she was having before. So we may have to go up and have that long study done on her again, where they hook her up to the EEG overnight, or over a couple of nights until she has another one of these. But I was telling him, I said, they're coming so much more frequently now, where she has like, hold on, I'll wait and talk when I'm done with this. She has like two to three of these things a day. And they last for the upwards of like over 20 minutes. And if it is a seizure, we need to get them stopped, because that is not good for anybody's brain. So, okay. So there's that piece. So now let's see, how long do we want this little piece? I think we want to go to about right there. So let's cut this piece off this side, and then we'll kind of just see how far over we need that to go. I think I want the S to kind of end right at this thing. So let's cut off. Let me see. Like that. So we need to cut it off kind of right where my hand is. Right there. Because we want that to end on that piece. Ooh, that was perfect. Jeez, I probably couldn't do that again if I tried. All right, let's put dimensionals up on that so it's even with everything else. But we're going to stick a little bit of glue on the end of this, oops, on the end of this, because it's going to stick on here. So we're just putting the dimensionals where we know it's going to be touching this pink part. And then do just a little bit of glue on the end of this. And then now, this here, oops, not stick yet, right like that. Okay, that is perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay. Now, this is where you guys get to kind of come in and tell me what you think. Let me get all that stuff out of the way. What we're going to do as far as bling, because we have kind of all this other stuff. I didn't know if we wanted to put some of these pink embellishments on there. These are called the Pastel Pearls. Ooh, don't try to say that fast a bunch of times. Because I think I want to put one right in the center of this snowflake, and then one down here on the side of that, and then maybe one somewhere else, because we need odd numbers. So we have the pink pearls, or we've got silver rhinestones, or we've got these silver little, these are called the Silver and Clear Epoxy Essentials. Thank you, Patty, for sharing. So we could do something like that. Or like I said, the pink. You think pink works? Well, of course, I think pink works, but let's see. Yep. You think that? Or does that get kind of lost? Do we want sparkle or do we want pastel? What do we think? Okay, we're gonna go with pink. that one. Come here, you little guy. We're gonna do that one. And then, let's see, where else do we need one? Maybe that's too much. Maybe in the center of this big snowflake right here? Yes or no? Should we just stay with the 2? I mean, it wouldn't be a bad thing. Can you guys see that? Does this one look totally off being right here? Or does that look okay there? Because if we do that one, do we keep it or do we lose that one? I mean, I don't hate it, but I think we'll keep it. Alrighty. Okay, so then let me get some of this put kind of back together. So I put them back in their right little, it looks okay on there? Okay, then we'll leave it. Let me make sure it's stuck down though, because I didn't put it all the way on. Okay, then we have an envelope we need to figure something out with. And since this was kind of one of those, we let the paper do the work, we let the die do the work, and then we let that kind of snowflake just add an accent to there. Isn't that kind of just a simple, you have simple stamping on there, but it really kind of catches the eye with, of course, wink, wink with that pink. That rhymed. I didn't mean to make it rhyme, but, or I was going to use these. I totally forgot about these things, but these are those subtle shimmer sequins that you have like 1.5 million of them in here. You could always, like, depending on if you have these things, pop one of these things on there too, but we're good with our pink. So let me see, let me look at the sentiments here and see what we could put in the inside of this. And since it is a light color, we don't have, oh, wait a minute. I was going to cut a strip of paper to put on the inside. Right here. Okay, and that's not long enough, so that one's not going to work. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab this, and we're going to grab that, and we're going to grab this, and then put, all right, so we need 2 1/4 or 2 1/2. Okay, we're going to use that piece for something else in just a second. And then let me cut the shorter side. I'm going to grab, actually, I'm going to do a 3 1/2 or a 3/4 of an inch piece. And then we can either do it on the inside over here on that side, or do it like we did over here, or we can just do the bottom. I think I like the bottom. So I'm going to add this down here. And this time I'm going to go all the way to the bottom. And then we have to figure out what sentiment we're going to put in the inside of this card, because it says Happy Holidays on the outside. And then let's do this really quick while we kind of decide. Wishing you a joyful Christmas. That's kind of cute. Get this envelope glued up, because we have to have pretty envelopes with our pretty cards. I know this is a lot longer than 6, but normally you do 6 by 2 1/4 and it works totally fine. But since my strip was a lot longer, I wasn't going to worry about cutting. And I'm trying to use up my Christmas paper. Or holiday paper, let me put it that way. It doesn't necessarily have to be for Christmas. Because this would be really pretty just as winter paper. Like if you know somebody who has a winter birthday, that'd be a gorgeous winter card. Okay, there's that. with our beautiful envelope. And then, like I said, I think I like that one, that wishing you a joyful Christmas. We could do sending Christmas cheer. Happy wishes to you and yours. I like the wishing you a joyful Christmas. I don't know, that's just kind of standing out to me. Actually, no, because we say happy holidays on the front, I don't want it to... Nope, we're going to go with this one. No, we're not. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. I was going to say, I know it's one of those long ones. Now, with this card, since I didn't put a piece inside of there, this is where fingers are crossed, and I haven't been doing all too great tonight, so... But look, we have a clear, so I should not mess this one up since we have a clear stamp. I can see exactly where I'm stamping this. But that doesn't always mean anything. Well, my happy came out a little bit darker than my rest of it, but it's okay. It is what it is. It looks almost like it's doing like an ombre effect. This is still dark. It's just the happy came out just a little bit darker. It must have had more of an ink spot there. All right, so there is that card with that envelope. Let's grab the other two cards. And then, I don't know where we are on time. Oh, it is already 8 o'clock. Well, we'll just quickly do this. I'll kind of quickly go through the... Okay, so there's our 3 cards with our matching envelopes. Okay, so comment, like, or share on this video and you will be entered into win one of those pretty cards for next week. Let me move this and grab those. Where did I put them? There they are. Oh, I should not have turned like that. Ooh, that kind of hurt. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna kind of quickly go through these. I mean, they're so beautiful and I wish I could spend like hours showing them to you, but we're just gonna do it. All right, this is that paper that I just used on that last card, that whimsy. This is from Miss Kathy Miller. And look at this. Look at those colors together. Huh, beautiful, right? Thinking of you this festive season. And this was that set that we used last week when we did those, these cards. That's part of that Merriest Moments, I think it's called. Beautiful. And she used that same paper that I used on this card. That's the gold and the rose. And she put them both together. And I've never seen that done. But that is so stunning. And then she used that evergreen 3D embossing folder. Beautiful card. Okay, and here is that set again. So we had to make 24 cards this time. So could you imagine doing all that on 24 cards? I mean... power to her, and I love the card, but... And did you see that there's vellum? She outlined that in vellum. The pink is outlined in vellum. All right, then there is this one, and this is from Diasplana, and she's always over the top on her cards. So gorgeous. Look at these colors. And what, we got to see these during our team meeting, and what my team leader, Kelly, pointed out, how cool this is this cardstock back here is cherry cobbler, but she stamped the flowers in real red, which is so cool that it adds such a different dimension with the 2 tones of colors. Isn't that pretty? Okay, then we have this one. That is the candy canes. Now this is one of those full stamps. It's one of those great big ones that fits on the big block. This is from Kara Wilmoth. It's the best time of the year. I love the traditional just red and white. And then this one is using that Peaceful Deers set. She put Wink of Stella on all those trees. And then she used her score tool and just scored lines going up and down on this. Ooh. Oh yeah, she's the one that tells us exactly all the stuff that she used in this card when she was making it. This is from Anne de Aquisto. Yep, so pretty. Oh, did I show you guys the inside? She put that Sending Love and Peace this season. And again, this is my go-to set. You guys know how I always use my Stitch So Sweetly. That's what this label is from. And then I love the mix and match of color on that. What a cute idea to put the outline or put that tree image right behind your sentiment. I really like that idea. That is from Diane Ragusta. I'm probably slaughtering these names because I'm horrible at names. And here's again some traditional red and white. This is that Tidings of Christmas, or maybe I'm saying that wrong, but so cute. And this is that punch that I'm actually using on my classes that we're doing live right now. Wishing you a joyful Christmas and a happy new year. That is made by Sue Souza. And look at this. They're almost, how crazy is that? Two completely different people making cards, but the two stockings are both kind of in the same area with that sentiment up there. And then she took some of these little green sprigs and put behind this card, used one of those snowflakes that we used tonight, the wonderful snowflakes, and then used a round circle behind there of the shimmery vellum in our in colors. Very cute inside. And that is by Gloria Shermo. Okay, wait till you guys see this one. I'm going to probably recreate something like this because I have to show you guys how to do this layout. Okay, so not only does it open like that, but then it does that. Wow, over the top. Cool, right? And again, using that same little sentiment label piece from the Stitch So Sweetly. It is one of those, and it's on that sale. So I'm telling you, if you don't have that die set, it's one to get. You don't need to have the stamp set that coordinates with it, because it's just what do you call it? It's just sentiments. These could be totally standalone because she used it with Christmas words, or holiday words, I guess I should say. Okay, this is that labels and she grabbed that, I don't remember what that one's called, but it's towards the end of the holiday catalog, our December. Oh, actually, I'm holding this card the completely wrong way. It goes like this. Very cool. This is by Sabrina Bartel. I like this, how it's got the couple of different angles coming off to it. And of course, me and my pink. You guys know me in pink. This is so stunning. Again, using that same in color vellum, that's shimmer vellum. It's a comedy right now for that tree. And then this is a separate little die cut that comes with this set. That's that same paper in this set here. Gotta get some of that. And then she embossed both of the little angel and the sentiment. This is a different stamp set over here too. And that is by Patty Skiba. Gorgeous. Oh, I love this snowflake embossing folder back here. That, and then this ornament. And then using those little pieces that are kind of iridescent. Gorgeous. Okay, that is by Connie Pasica. I don't know, I said that wrong, but I'm trying. Santa Paws is coming to town. How adorable are these little cute animals in this set? This is that, I can't even remember right now. My brain is kind of fried. And I like the texture that she used back here on the this red and ran it through that embossing folder. Now that is by Debbie Foster. And this label back here comes with this die set, just to let you know. This is the card that I made. I again came in with that. That's the rose gold and that's the regular gold, and that both those golds come together in that paper pack. And then I took some of our what's it called, the gilded leafing. I took some of this stuff and I just put a little bit of glue on my acorn or pine cone and put a little bit of shimmer on there. And I don't think I did anything in mine, no, but look how my little pieces here have punctured the inside of the card. This paper is, my goodness, I've never seen so many cards using this paper. It's because it's so out of the box. So look at this little pull out tag that you could stick a little glue dot, a mini glue dot in the inside of there and put a gift card. Wouldn't that be so cute to have a little gift card be in that? And then it still opens as a regular card. This is by Mary Stroman. Peaceful Cabins, and she cut this tree out, fussy cut it. So adorable. Love the colors. That is by Mary Emilio. Then, again with that paper, this is with the Misty Moonlight. Gorgeous, and that snowflake is the focal point. May the love of the season warm your home and fill your heart. That is by Lisa Nealon. Love these little penguins. And look at that snowflake that she did. It is full of Wink of Stella. Ha ha ha! Didn't think that was coming, huh? Do you see that? That is so neat. I love this fold. Again, something I got to show you guys. So cool. That is by Lisa D'Alessandro. This one, it took me a few minutes to figure out how to show this to you guys. This little piece pops out of here and you slide a gift card behind here. See how she wrote gift card? You slide, let me show you. You take like your gift card and you just slide that right inside of there. Because this piece would come out. So you slide your gift card right in there, and then that tucks inside of that, and then this little piece flips up that it goes underneath that ribbon. So this is like a full piece that you just take your two sides and you stick it together once you fold it, and then that is your card. I love this idea also. See, and this is why we join swaps, is so we can get some creativity, like especially when your juices are just not flowing and you're not feeling your creative mojo. Then you get a bunch of swaps and you're like, well, now my creative juices are going because look at all these. I love this punch. It's an actual punch, so you don't have to worry about die cutting. That is by Vicki Edmondson. Traditional Christmas colors. Okay, you guys, wait a minute. I gotta wait for that one to the last because that is just, I can't believe she made 24 of those. I love this using that gold, that's that silver foil, and it's just so pretty with that brush look to it and this paper. And I like how she slanted that sentiment there. Just as gorgeous on the inside as it is on the outside. This is by Deborah Fisher. So stunning. And then look at this. If you guys could see the side of this, this is so layered and popped up. It is incredible. The colors are so, this card just stands out so much to me. I think I really like this sentiment on this saying down here, but look, she even took a red pen from our Stampin' Right markers and she put a little bit of red hint on that green because she used the I think that is the garden green that she used on there. And then made that just that little bit of red on there just pop. And then with those gold accents, this card is very stunning. And then this opens like that. And this is by Wendy Sue Winter. And then look at this. I'm gonna probably have to put it back together because when you open it, okay, look, I gotta figure this out. Can you guys see? It says hugs, and she wink of Stella'd all those little white letters as she was putting them on that twine and made it the little snowman's arms come out to give you a hug. Isn't that adorable? And again, to think that she made 24 of these to send to us. Oops, I gotta re-glue the little thing down. But isn't that adorable? And then it just all kind of folds and tucks. Whoop, well, maybe. I've got my little letters stuck in there. There you go. It folds and tucks all nice in there. That is by Kathy Schoening. Yeah, I could not believe that when I opened that up and I saw that little hugs in there. It just made my day. That little pop-up is so adorable. All right, you guys, thank you so much for sticking with this long video, but I had to show you those because I know they just warm your guys' hearts just as much as it warms mine to show them to you. And when I see them, they just make me smile, and then they make my mind go, ooh, I gotta make that. Ooh, I gotta make that. So, all right, you guys, have a wonderful evening and have a wonderful rest of your week. I know we're getting super close to Thanksgiving and to eat all that good, yummy food. And I'm pretty sure we're going to do it regardless whether the house is set up or not, but we get to have our first Thanksgiving in my mom's brand new home. So I think I told you guys that I went up there last night and we kind of talked about how we're going to set up the craft room. And it is just going to be so nice to have all that space because it is really a huge house. I mean, it's a very open floor plan. So there's just so much space to just wander. And Caden is definitely going to get her exercise walking around in that house. And then they have this huge deck, like this, it's the whole length of the house. And then it's like 20 feet wide, this deck that they had built on there, that she can get on her bicycle and we could push her up and down. And then they're having the pool built. So yeah, it's just going to be so much fun. I can't wait. So, all right, you guys, have a great evening. Again, there is my host code. Any orders under $150, please print that host code in there. Ooh, I'm starting to get tired. You can tell my words are hard. Put that in there in your checkout. And don't forget, all the cards that we made tonight, all the dimensions will be over on Stampin' the Pink Barn. I'm going to try to get that uploaded tonight. All right, you guys, have a great evening. Bye.